Hello guys, how you doing? It's Fernando here today. How you doing? Hi. Just want to do another quick video, and yes, it's gonna be about DSP gaming yet again. Usually, I don't usually cover this guy very often, but sometimes he says some of the absolute most ridiculous stuff that I just feel like just gotta let it out and make a video of it. He has this thing on his website where it's a suggestion box. Only people that he like are members and stuff can do suggestions on there. I think he does cover it every once in a while, but today was one where one of his actual fans, people that somebody actually probably I don't know if he gets money, but somebody actually watches him, actually enjoys his content. Think gave him a very good suggestion, a very good plea to him to stop doing all his begging. And we're gonna see his reaction to that. So I wanted to show you this. I wanted to talk about it, and I wanted to share it with you guys so you can see how much of a douche this guy really is. Like, if you guys really see this, this is an actual suggestion from an actual fan, and this is how he treats it. Let's watch.
So we'll see. Okay, continuing on. So this person has like some mixed, harsh, constructive criticism. It looks like. Let's read
Mixed
it.
harsh.
As someone who used to watch all your content, the reason I stopped tuning out completely. Maybe he means I started tuning out completely because
It looks like he might need glasses. He's struggling to read. I've noticed this a couple of times. He can't sometimes focus on his reading. He might need reading glasses, or he forgot to wear them, or he doesn't wear them on stream. But he struggles to read sometimes.
doesn't seem to make sense. So let's try this again. As someone who I'm just gonna read it word for word, and you figure out what it means.
Yeah, just read it.
As someone who used to watch all of your content, the reason I stopped tuning out completely is because of the begging. I know you don't count it as begging, but mentioning support and memberships every 5 minutes became absolutely unbearable and completely ruined the experience for me to the point it started to become cringeworthy. You're at your best when you're playing something you genuinely enjoy. Don't be afraid to go back and replay classics, personal favorites, or things that you want to play instead of the next new hype thing that just fizzles out after 2 sessions. First of all, I have never
First of all, before I know, let him say what he's gonna say.
once in any piece of content mentioned it every 5 minutes. That's ridiculous.
It's just an example. It's nobody's saying that you do it every 5 minutes, but it's an example of how often you actually do it. You do it quite often, and the less support you feel you're getting, the more you do it. So that's just it is a valid criticism, and he's doing it in a very very respectable way to you, more than you deserve to get. You do beg too much. You do bring it up way too often. It interrupts your content because sometimes you completely stop streams to mention it. You completely stop streams to talk about, oh, I'm not getting, I don't know what's going on, or the stream is slow. I don't see the support. There's nothing coming in. I don't know what's going on. You stop streams to check for tips. You're like, I've seen you stop for 10 minutes to check on a tip. Dude, just keep going and just have faith in your content. If you think you're producing great content, then you should just be able to just like go ahead and continue to do your stream and not worry about if people are watching, if people are tipping, anything like that. Like the other day, I did a Halo stream. I mean, there was a point where nobody was watching. I didn't care. I was having fun with my friend Melons. That doesn't matter to me. I mean, I am enjoying it, having a good time. Eventually, if people like it, they'll watch it. If not, they won't watch it. It's just the way it is, man. Same with you. If people are going to watch your content, they'll enjoy your content. If people are compelled to give you money, then they'll give you money. Nobody is forced to give you money, and you shouldn't be mentioning it every so often. Not every 5 minutes. That's an exaggeration, but its point is still valid. You mention it way too much. Let's continue with your response.
But that's the thing. People tend to remember and emphasize things they don't like. That's true, right? Like you'll be watching a movie and you'll enjoy the movie and there's 2 scenes you hate. So what do you think about after you walk out of that movie? The 2 scenes you absolutely fucking hated resonate in your head. You can't forget them, right? So you may actually have a overly negative opinion on the movie, even though overall the movie was great, except for those 2 scenes. You just can't get it out of your head. So
No. I've never gone off a movie that I liked where because of these 2 scenes I hate the movie. No. If I like the movie as a whole, I like the movie. Yeah, maybe I'll have 1 or 2 scenes that weren't cool or I didn't like or I thought were boring. But if it was a good overall movie, then what is 2 scenes? 2 scenes is not going to kill your movie. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. This has nothing to do with what the topic is at hand. So I don't know where you're going with this. So you already lost me on what your argument is.
I understand what this person is saying. They're obviously extrapolating upon what they're trying to say. What they're trying to say is, me mentioning contributions is annoying, and doing it too much turns people off. I know.
That's exactly what he's saying. And wait, hold on. Let me just go back to. I shouldn't have paused it there.
Is saying they're obviously extrapolating upon what they're trying to say. What they're trying to say is me mentioning contributions is annoying, and doing it too much turns people off. I know this.
If you know this, why do you keep doing it? You keep doing it all the time. You beg in the beginning of your stream. You beg in the middle of your stream. You beg at the end of your stream. And anytime it's a slow day, you'll be constantly begging. It's at least an hour per stream that you constantly mention either tips, donations, super chats, memberships, whatever you feel you need to bump up that day, you mention it and it's constant. It's like at least every hour, at least once an hour. And on the days you're like streaming, like maybe maybe 9 hours a day because you do stream that long. I cannot watch anybody that long. But if it's on a 9 hour day and you're mentioning it 9 times, that's like 7 times too many. Maybe mention it in the beginning, maybe mention it at the end. But why the hell are you doing it every freaking hour? It is annoying. It interrupts your stream, and it just takes people. If people are enjoying it, I don't know who would enjoy this because your gameplay is horrible. I should have talked, but your gameplay is horrible. But if people are enjoying you, why are you interrupting their enjoyment by constantly reminding them about money? That's not what they're there for. They're not there to see, oh, how can I help Phil today with his money problems? No, they're there to see game play and you having fun playing the game. The people that actually support you, that's what they're there for. Everybody else is just there to make fun of you. But most people, the people that are fans of you, the person right here who's giving you the suggestion is actually telling you, I enjoy your stream, but you ask for money way too much. Valid criticism, and I don't understand. If you know this already, why aren't you doing anything about it?
I absolutely know this. This is not, rocket science. This is not a revelation. This is something that I've heard year after year after year. First of all, to some people,
year after year after year. So how many years? He's been doing this for 15 years. He's probably been on overload begging for the last 4 or 5 years, and especially since he was banned on Twitch. So at least the last 3 years, he's been on overdrive on the begging. So if he knows this, why doesn't he do anything to fix it? It annoys his audience, yet he still does it. I think just like he's addicted to WWE Championship, and he's addicted to begging.
Even hearing once, hey, you can contribute. Oh my God, right? But what's crazy to me is they say that, but then they go and they watch content creators that have paid promotion present in this video, giant segment of a paid promotion, or a podcaster who literally their entire podcast border is blinking ads. We've seen that on this very show and or other React events that I've done. There's other podcasts where it's literally the entire border is fucking ads.
Yeah, it's called paying the bills. Some people do have to run ads, and they do run ads on their streams or on their videos and stuff like that. And some people do promotions at the beginning of their videos. That's called paying the bills, but it doesn't interrupt the overall quality of the video. Most people do it at the beginning or at the end of their video. They'll put an ad placement where they'll talk about like some stupid thing like League of Legends or whatever, anything that gets them a bag at the end of the day. They have to. I understand that. I mean, advertising has been part of the media for the longest time. That's not the issue here, though. With you, you're not advertising; you're begging. Very big difference. Somebody might try to sell me something, and it's putting but they're putting either at the beginning or at the end of the video. And some content creators even put like timestamps, so you could totally skip that ad if you want to. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to. And if they don't put a timestamp, you could just come to this thing right here and skip whatever the ad is, and just start the video. Is it annoying? Yeah, it is. But I understand that they need to pay the bills, and it doesn't interrupt their stream or it doesn't interrupt their video. Well, their stream, it is interrupted, but it is the way it is. Like some people are just they're gonna run their ads. Hopefully not as minimal. And you should know this because you just started running ads, Phil. You just started running ads on your streams, and it can be annoying for people that don't own premium. Actually, you talking about shilling. You tried to shill Google Premium the other day, and they weren't even paying you. So you shill for free, which is even worse than what other people do. But you know what? Whatever. Let's hear what else. Let's see what other great opinions you have on this.
That doesn't bother you? That's okay. But if the content creator says, hey guys, so how can you support me today? Well, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, please consider it. And then maybe a couple times during the stream, hey guys, so just so you know, it would be great if we get some support because
No, because if you have trust in your content, people will support you regardless. The problem is you're looking at the bottom of the screen. You're looking at members. You're looking at tips. You're looking at support. That's what you're concentrating on when that's not supposed to be what you're supposed to be focusing on. You're supposed to be focusing on the game and what you're playing and your chat and what they're talking about. I've seen your streams. Either you're mentioning money all the time, or you're mentioning how people aren't talking to you specifically and helping you with the game. That's the other thing that annoys me about your streams. You'll constantly chastise your own chat because either A, they're not talking to you and helping you with the game, or B, they're talking amongst themselves. What is wrong with people talking amongst themselves? If somebody wants to discuss something else different to somebody else in that chat, why do you have a problem with it? I don't understand that. People are constantly trying to communicate with each other, not just with you, and they're not just gonna handhold you per every game. So you're the one that's playing the game. You should figure stuff out. If somebody wants to help you, hey, great. I enjoy help too when I stream too. If somebody helps me out, but if they're not helping you out, you gotta figure it out on your own. So don't bother people like that. So that's the other thing. You mentioned that, and then now you're constantly. It's not like every once in a while. You're constantly mentioning it, like at least once per hour. And if it's a dab tip day where you're not getting any tips, you'll mention it more often. So don't give me that bullshit that we don't have a problem with it. Ads, at least, like I said, play in the beginning, play at the end, and it never gets mentioned again. But you constantly have to bring it up.
On the slower side right now, we got this. If you like the content, please support it, right? And I get it. Sometimes I mention it too much. Absolutely, 100% will agree with you. Sometimes I get pushy. And those are times when I'm feeling a little nervous, right? Like a week where maybe it's been 2-3 days straight where it's been slow days. So here, perfect example. This week, yesterday, I did my React show, and I did Starfield. React show did all right. We got a few gifted memberships to the channel and almost hit the tier 1 tips goal.
So if you're doing good, why do you still bring it up? You have 505 members right now. That is, sometimes that's even more than people watch you. So you'll average like 200 to 300 viewers a stream, and yet you have 500 members. That means people are donating way more than are actually watching you. And then you get surprised, like at the end of the month, that you go down memberships. That's because people aren't throwing memberships at you. You push gifted memberships more than people actually becoming a member. The reason why is because people don't want to renew their memberships. So, and you know that. Because your content is not that great. You never look inwards to see, oh, you know what? What's wrong with what I'm doing? What's wrong with my content? And even here, you're trying to deflect it when one person is already giving you criticism for the content that you're actually doing, which is interrupted by you constantly begging for money. And you're not acknowledging it. You're trying to make excuses for it.
So it was a decent stream. Late night stream was dead. Starfield is always going to be dead. The game is dead. No one cares about this game anymore, but I need to see the end, right? So it's like, I probably would have done better, all right, not playing Starfield. If I didn't...
The one thing about Starfield I'm going to mention is there are certain games that I don't think are good for streaming. I think Starfield's one of them, because it's an RPG. There's a lot of exploration, and especially with that game, some of the planets that you explore can be barren. They can be empty, and you won't know that until you look around. And just seeing somebody just walk around a planet that's barren, it can be boring. And to be honest, I like Starfield, but I know the story is not that great. It's kind of weak. The faction missions are actually better, and I can't wait to get through those. But it's not something that I would stream personally because I don't think it's gonna be that entertaining. That's the kind of game that would take a lot for me to make it entertaining. Like I'd have to constantly be talking about stuff and everything. And it's a lot of work, and I can see how he's struggling because he's not entertaining on his own. He needs the game to entertain so he can be entertaining. Like, for example, his Street Fighter streams are probably the best ones because when he loses, he rages. Modern Warfare 3, when he loses, he rages. So those streams are entertaining because see him build up that anger to the point where he rages. It's entertaining.
Play the game and I just sat here and talked to you guys for 2 hours, I probably would have had a more profitable stream, just being honest, right? So I knew that was going to happen, but we got to finish it. I take my job seriously. This isn't Phil dicks around and makes money. This is Phil actually cares about doing a professional job. I can't rank Starfield in my year-end awards till I beat it. So I have to beat it first. Even if it means I have several streams where I make like nothing, I still have to do it. I have to bite the bullet. Other content creators are like, oh, the game's not good, no one likes it anymore, stop playing it forever, play something that will make me money. That's not what I'm about, all right?
Very few content creators. I don't know any content creators that will start a game, a playthrough, and not finish it just because they're not getting views. And at least not the ones that I follow. Like, I don't know what content creator he's talking about. I don't know anybody that starts a game and doesn't finish in it. Like professional, he whenever he starts a game, even if it sucks, he finishes it. DHC, he does constant playthroughs. He sees them all the way to the end. There are several other content creators. I don't know which one that he's talking about, where he says he doesn't that they don't finish the game and move on to something else, but it's not profitable. Because the only person that I see that actually gouges the value of a game by how much money he's making is this guy right here. So I don't know anybody else that does that.
But yeah, admittedly, yesterday was a slow day. Now, today, I hope that things will pick up again. I mentioned it a little bit, and now we play and we see what happens. If you-
See, and then just to give context to what he just said, a slow day for him is not viewership, it's not interactions, it's not messaging on the message board. It's none of that. It's money. Slow days are money. If he's gotten enough tips, if he got memberships, if he got super chats, that's slow day for him. If it's a good day, that means he at least got the tier 1 tips go, which is $50. If he got memberships, then that's a busy day, that's a good day. If he got a lot of super chats, that's a good day. That's his measurement of a slow day to compare to a good day. So if you don't get, no matter how much fun you had, if you had a good time in the game, if he didn't get any tips, if he got maybe like $10 in tips and didn't get any memberships, that's a slow day for him. Regardless of how many views he got, he could get 1,000 views and he could have the chat go crazy with all this interaction. But if he only made $10 that day, that's a slow day for him. That's how he measures his stream success, by how much money he makes. That shouldn't be your goal as a streamer.
If you haven't noticed, on a day when things are going well, if contributions are coming in well and everything, I don't mention it. Did you ever notice that? I'm not constantly mentioning it. Hey guys, even though I completely exceeded every goal I have on stream today, please keep contributing. I don't do that. I only
So you want credit for the days that you're doing good that you don't mention. Are you out of your damn mind? The criticism is not if you're having a good day, you don't mention it. The criticism is you mention it constantly, especially on slow days. Your consideration of slow days. All right? If you don't make money, then you're bitching about it. And that's a problem. That's what they're talking about. Nothing else. I don't know why you're bringing up that you don't mention it on good days. You shouldn't mention it, period. You should just trust in your content. You should just do your content. And if you get money, great. And if you don't, oh well.
do it when to remind people if it's a situation where things are on the slower side. And you know what? That's a necessary evil of not having tons of fucking ads on my stream. No referral codes, no blinking product placements, Dollar Shave Club and all that shit, right?
Let's get one thing straight. He doesn't have advertisement. He doesn't have sponsors because he doesn't want them. Let's get this out of the way. He doesn't get any of that stuff because nobody wants to work with him. He's had years where he's been a controversial figure. There's a reason why he's called the King of Hate. That's a title given by him. He gave himself that title. He is the King of Hate. There's a reason for that, because of all the constant stuff that he mentions, all the xenophobic stuff, all the racist stuff, all the controversial things he says, all the controversial streams he had. There's a reason why he was banned on Twitch. Now, come on, dude. You can't expect people to work with you when you're such a lightning bolt for a lightning rod for controversy. And you do it all the time. You still do it to this day. You might not be like a racist or anything like that like you were before, but you still say stuff that gets you in hot water sometimes. All right? And you got to realize that sponsorships aren't going to mess with somebody who's this controversial. And that's on you. That's your fault. That's why you don't have that. Don't give me this shit about you don't want it because of your streams or your quality. Because if you cared about your quality of your streams, you would stop mentioning it, period. All right? You do it at the beginning, maybe at the end, and that's it. And you wouldn't mention it in the middle of your stream. But you mention it here on your podcast. You mention it on your daily wrap. You mention it during the stream. You mention it in the beginning of the stream. You mention it at the end of the stream. And anytime you feel like the day is slow, you'll mention it and mention it and mention it. So that's bullshit that you're saying that because you don't want sponsorships, you have to beg. No, you're begging because you can't get sponsorships.
That's the result of that. Not having that crap forced down your throat means I do have to every once in a while remind everyone to please support the content. But again, this is what makes me different, and this is why I'm still here after 15 years, and I'm still the same dude. I'm not someone who's completely transformed into someone that you don't recognize and you don't like. When you watch my content, you know what you're getting. Me and my true opinions and the real me. I don't answer to a sponsor. I don't have to worry about having someone drop me because I said something so bad today that I was truly, opinionated about.
that already happened. So he's mentioning it like it hasn't happened. It's already happened. He's already been dropped by people. Machinima fired him. Twitch fired him. That's why he's on YouTube. All right. He has no sponsors because the sponsors already dropped him because of the controversy that he's had in his 15-year career as a streamer. All right. So this is just bullshit what he's saying right now. Like, oh, I don't want to flood you with ads. If somebody came to him with a sponsorship, he would totally take it. But nobody wants to work with him. So don't give me this bullshit that you're doing it for your community, for your viewers. You're doing it because you have no other choice. Because you pissed off every other sponsor that you had before.
Right? So it goes hand in hand. You can have a stream where literally I don't ever ask for a contribution. You can have that, but that
I have yet to see one where he hasn't even mentioned money. I have not seen one stream where he has not mentioned anything about super chats or memberships or tips or anything like that. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. He's never had that.
means you will have constant things, advertisements around you, paid product placements, shilling constantly. So it's either way, it's a necessary evil. You understand?
See, now he's exaggerating it. Now he's going to say, like, if I didn't beg, then I'd have to plaster all my screen with ads, and I'd have to constantly mention ads and stuff like that. Dude, don't go from one extreme to the other. There's a happy medium to that where everybody can be happy. You could do your content without mentioning money. If by some miracle somebody wants to sponsor you, you could do a little ad in the beginning of your stream, or at the end of your stream, or even in the middle. Maybe when you take a break, when you go to the bathroom and you like have dead air for like 15 minutes, maybe you could just play something in between that's ready for you to go when you have to take a break. All right? Because, yeah, even on streams, he'll take a break and he'll be gone for like 15, 20 minutes. He's like, I got to go to the bathroom. And then we're just looking at a chair for 20 minutes. Play something there. Have an ad ready to go that you did for whoever. Go to League of Legends. Go. You know what? Advertise for WWE Champions. Why don't you just do that? Because you're playing it. You might as well get something out of it. Or DoorDash, since you use DoorDash like every day because you don't go out. Do that. Get a sponsorship for that. Unfortunately, I don't think either of them are going to want to work with you.
That's how life and business is working right now as a content creator. There used to be a time when none of that existed. Did you know that? You have to go back.
Yeah, in the beginning of YouTube. Come on now.
Go back all the way to 2008. I didn't make $1 doing this. 2.5 years, never advertised, right?
Yeah, because it wasn't a thing back then in 2008.
All the way through, arguably, like 2015,
What does that have to do with anything?
Again, it was all ad revenue that I made my living on. There was no asking for anything. So no begging. Didn't exist, right? It wasn't until it became unviable to make a living like that anymore that I had to change. I had to adapt, right? So if you don't like it, I understand. I don't like to be advertised to. I don't like to be asked for things constantly either. I'm on the same page as you.
So if you know this, if you know people don't like to be asked for money either, because that is advertising. That's the basic point of advertising, asking for money. If you don't like it, and you know your audience doesn't like it, why do you constantly do it? And by constantly, not every 5 minutes. I'm not saying that because you're going to put that in there. No, you're doing it every hour at least on average per stream. At least. And on slower days, you do it more often. And don't say you don't. All right. So if you know this and yet you refuse to change, why? Because I think you're addicted to begging. You like begging. You like asking people. You don't want to deal. If you don't want to deal with sponsorships, I doubt that it is. But if you don't want to deal with sponsorships, that you'd rather just beg for money instead of just putting a nice little ad, a nice little placement there on the screen, or just mentioning something for 2-3 minutes before you start your gaming. Mentioning like for example, DoorDash. Since you use it so often, you can be like, "Oh, DoorDash came in. Look, I got a nice sandwich from DoorDash." Blah blah blah. Just do that. And then you could continue with your gaming and never mention money ever again. And don't mention memberships. Don't mention tips. Just if they come in, acknowledge them, but that's it. Don't be begging for more.
I agree with you. There are days when I do it too much or I do it in too of a pushy way. I'm trying to get better at it. I certainly hope that you feel that I have improved since a year ago when I was playing Scorn.
No.
And so many people rightly roasted me on the internet for the way that I went about it during that time. And everyone's like, dude, he's crazy, like, doing it like that. It sounds so ungrateful. You're right. Absolutely 100%. I watched myself back, and I cringed. I said, wow, that was fucked up the way that I went about it. It's tricky. It's absolutely tricky. Because if I don't mention it, yes, I will end up having incredibly slow, combos of days, right?
No, if you don't mention it, either people contribute or they don't. I mean, that's going to depend on your content, not on you asking for it. You know, it's already there. It's already plastered there. You already have memberships. You already have tips. It's already there on the screen. Just do what you do and let people like contribute as they want to. I understand you're running a business here, but there's a way to run your business, and you're not running it right. You're running it like a beggar, not as a business. You're the guy in the street corner, like with their hat out, begging for change. That's what you're doing. I don't see any other business that does it like that. So I don't understand why you have the need, the need to have to do it that way.
But if I do mention it, then everyone's pissed at me. So it's like, where's the happy medium, right? And the thing is, we need to figure that out, right?
Whoa. What is this we stuff? Who you need to figure that out. What the rest of your audience doesn't have to figure out shit. They either like your content and donate or they don't. There's nothing for them to figure out. There's something for you to figure out. You need that happy medium where you could like get your promotion out, because that's basically what it is. You're promoting yourself. Get it out there without being intrusive with your content. And so far, for the last 4 years, you haven't been able to do so, even though people constantly tell you that you need to stop doing that. And there's no we in this. That's the thing that triggered me the most. Where is this we stuff coming from? There's no we. It's you. You need to fix it. You're the content creator. It's like if Pro came and said, you know what, I have this problem with asking for money. We need to figure it out. What? No. First of all, Pro would never say that. He discourages people from giving him money sometimes. But he would never say that. So how are you putting this again on your audience? That is a scummy thing to do, to put your problem, your situation on your audience. And you do this constantly. Like the times you always beg for money, when you always mention your personal shit, like with the Comcast guy, or with the internet, or with your when you were sick and you thought you had COVID, you always bring up your personal stuff when you need money the most, and that's when you go hard on the begging, and that needs to stop too. You know what? Don't bring up your personal stuff unless you're making a story out of it, but don't make it into a beg session afterwards. Like, I understand you want to talk about your life and stuff. That's fine if you want to share your personal stuff. I'm not going to tell people to do what they want. But don't use it later on as a way to beg for more money. Because that's what you do. You'll be like, oh, I have this bill. I have a Comcast is screwing with me. And I got sick. And I can't stream. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I got bills. I got the internet bill. I got the mortgage, blah, blah, blah. That's how you go. At the end of the day, whenever you have an issue, you'll eventually go into the beg segment right afterwards, just to squeeze money out of it. And you know what? The worst part is it works. Because when he got sick, he like the next day, was the first day coming back from stream, I think he made $200 in just tips. And then the day that the Comcast thing happened, he made a couple $100 too. So it works, unfortunately. Some people just like to fall for this stuff. It's just ridiculous, and I hate when he does it. But unfortunately, it works for him. That's why he keeps doing it.
I want to do the right thing with my audience, so that it's not constant asking, but at the same time, it's not, the opposite where I go out of business. It's got to be a happy medium. It's just like with the YouTube videos too. For the longest time, everything was 10 to 15 minute videos on YouTube with ads all over them. And then people got angry at me and said, no, you should make the videos longer. Well, what's the happy medium? Is it an hour? Is it a half an hour? And I experimented with all these things over the years, and finally we settled in on hour-long videos. What's funny is, to this day, some people say, that's too long, you should have went back to 30 minutes again, right? Can't win no matter what you do. But I thank you for the feedback. I appreciate you being honest and actually not being insulting, because I don't feel that this comment is insulting in any way. This is someone who actually wanted to contribute in a very constructive manner. I agree with you, and I think that we need to work on this in order to get better. And I think...
All right, I'm going to stop it there because it's just pissing me off. There's no we. The guy that gave you the suggestion has nothing to work on. It's you that needs to work on this. You need to find that happy medium, not your audience. Again, it's not your audience's fault. You're the one that's the content creator. You're the one that's begging for money. There's a happy solution. Here's my suggestion. All right, for DSP, and I'm actually gonna do a good suggestion. I'm not gonna shit on you. I'm just gonna give you a good suggestion. If you're not gonna get sponsorships, fine. If you're gonna ask for money, do it in the beginning of your stream, and then do it again at the end of the stream. They're like, Welcome, guys. Thank you guys for joining me on whatever X game. Let's say he's playing Super Mario RPG right now. Super Mario RPG. If you guys really enjoy the stream, please contribute. Blah 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 blah. His whatever script he has, because he has a whole script that he goes through. That's it. And don't mention it again till the end of the stream. Be like, oh, I had a great time, guys. I enjoyed playing with you guys. Just remember, subscribe, memberships. I appreciate anything you guys can contribute. I'm out. Have a good day. That's it. And nothing in between. You know what? The only thing you should say in between is acknowledgments when people do tip you. Like if somebody sends you a tip, I understand that you want to shout them out because that's what they're paying for it. So you should shout them out. Like if somebody gives you a super chat, yeah, hey, thanks, guy, X person for $5 super chat, and then you read the super chat, or thanks for the $10 tip for this guy who gave me a tip, and then play your little stupid little animation that you do. That's it. That's your happy medium right there. The beginning and the end, and acknowledgement anytime they actually give you money. That's all you should be doing. You shouldn't be constantly mentioning it. If it's a slow day, you know what? You're going to have slow days. It's going to happen. All right? You got to accept that part of your business. Some days are going to be good, and it doesn't even have anything to do with the game that you're playing. It's going to be either your content, the way you're portraying. Because sometimes your ass is boring. All right? I'll watch streams where you are not even enjoying the game. You're all pissed off because you're dying a lot or you're losing a lot, and you don't look like you're having fun either. And that's on you for not enjoying the game, and you expect the audience to still give you money. No, that doesn't work that way. Either you're entertaining or you're not. And if you're going to have a slow day, don't take it out on your audience by being pissed off at the game. Like I saw a Super Mario Wonder stream that you did. You were pissed off the whole time because you couldn't pass a level. And then you were even more pissed off because it was a slow day. So that contributes to you having a bad stream. And that's not cool because you're taking it on your audience basically for not contributing, and then you're pretty much giving up on the game because some of your deaths were like obvious deaths that you could have avoided, but because you were pissed off, you died anyway, and you were playing crappy. That's on you, bro. So stop blaming your audience, stop guilting your audience, and look inward. Whenever somebody gives you criticism like this, look inward. Maybe I am begging too much. Maybe I'm asking too much money, and find that happy medium. Like I said, beginning, end, acknowledge in the middle. That's it. You shouldn't be mentioning it any other time. Doesn't make sense to me. Well, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys watching me criticize this guy. Sometimes I just can't stand him. He's fun to watch when he's losing all the time, but sometimes when he does these opinions about stuff, and especially how he treats his audience sometimes. Yeah, he thanked them at the end, but before he was just shitting all over that idea, like about him, and then putting on his audience that we need to fix it. That's not right. There's nothing that they need to fix. You need to fix, and I hope he realizes that one day. I highly doubt it because it's been 15 years and it's probably going to be the same. So thank you guys for watching. Take care. Have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one.